Hi guys, German Prepper here. Today we have a new perspective on some current events. Xiao Jungchang, China's ambassador to Greece, has taken part in a press conference where he was asked a number of direct questions to which he gave some fascinating answers on current world conflicts and tensions. Firstly, he was asked about the escalating Turkish threats against the sovereignty of the Greek Mediterranean islands. It is China's firm position that the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries, including Greece, must be respected and defended. Escalation of tension in the eastern Mediterranean does not serve the interests of either side. We hope that the parties concerned will resolve their differences through dialogue and consultation, refrain from actions that could escalate tensions, and work together to maintain peace and stability in the eastern Mediterranean region. The Chinese diplomat was then questioned on the increasing military mobilization in Taiwan. Taiwan is China's Taiwan. Solving the Taiwan issue is a matter for the Chinese. It is a matter to be solved by the Chinese. Peaceful reunification and one country, two systems are our basic principles and the best approach to realizing national reunification. It comes from the wisdom of Chinese culture and has already been successfully implemented in Hong Kong and Macau. We will continue to strive for peaceful reunification with the utmost sincerity and utmost effort, but we will never promise to renounce the use of force, and we reserve the right to take all necessary measures. Regarding the war in Ukraine, the Chinese ambassador made the following assertion. China always stands by the side of peace and has since been committed to promoting peace talks, playing a constructive role in de-escalating the situation. China is never a bystander, and China would never add fuel to the fire, much less take advantage of the crisis. We must oppose the threat or use of nuclear weapons and prevent a nuclear crisis in Eurasia. We should work together to keep global industrial and supply chains stable and prevent the disruption of international cooperation in energy, food, finance and other sectors, and the consequent damage to global economic recovery. The ambassador commented on China-US relations. As a great country with more than 5,000 years of civilization and the fastest growing emerging economy, we call on the US to treat China as an equal. The US should stop trying to counter China from a position of strength and stop aiming to suppress and limit China's development. Let's remember a philosophical proverb of the famous ancient Athenian reformer and politician Solon. Equality does not breed strife. The Chinese diplomat then had a message for Greece. Greece's position as a gateway and bridge for China-EU cooperation will be further highlighted and will prove beneficial for Greece. China and Europe will offer more opportunities to each other. They are not competitors nor rivals. The cooperation between China and Europe is win-win, and there is no question of attachment of one side to the other. Some very interesting answers there, guys. Meanwhile, in Athens, the Greek capital, this week thousands of people marched in the second 24-hour walkout this year over surging inflation, many holding up banners that read, "No to layoffs, no to pay cuts." Brief clashes broke out outside Parliament between protesters hurling petrol bombs and riot police who fired tear gas. All across Europe, soaring energy prices and living costs continue to trigger industrial action and protests. On a final related note, the government in Taiwan has allocated $136.5 million for 36 anti-missile hangars that will be designed to survive possible Dongfeng missile attacks by the Chinese People's Liberation Army. Taiwan aims to ensure that its fighter jets will be protected and maintain their combat capability in the event of a Chinese invasion. Project planning and risk assessment is to be completed by the end of the year before construction begins. Work on the project is scheduled to be completed by 2026. A question for you all now to end. How long before China ditches the diplomacy and makes its move for Taiwan, rending the West's supply chains in the process? As always, looking forward to reading your answers. Keep prepping, guys. Cheers for now.